Hi everyone, it's Miss Vanessa here with the Lincoln Heights Youth Art Center, and today we have a class called My Yoga Time. It's appropriate for students ages 5 and up, and this is our class number 4. If you've missed the first 3, I recommend to go back, start at number 1, and then you can make your way to 4. The classes are about 30 minutes long, and we use this book. It's called Yoga Story by Itsik Oran, and we do have available the pages from the inside as PDFs or clickable links that you can find the pages of our stories if you'd like to follow along on your own. And then I will also have the book here for your reference. So let's get started, everyone. Always good to have something to sit on, whether it's a yoga mat or if you have a towel or a blanket for the ground, or if you're on like a carpeted surface, it might be nice because we will be working doing our yoga on the ground, and maybe even just a pillow or a blanket to have around just in case, and maybe some water. So we will get started with our story number 4, which is called The Brave Bees. On top of a low mountain grew a big and tall tree, and in a big nest hidden in one of its branches, the owl raised her owlets in peace and quiet. In the same tree was a hive, the home to the good-hearted bees. The owl was grumpy and did not like the bees. Once their loud buzzing bothered her and her owlets. All right, should we try some of the poses that I've mentioned? So we have 3 poses that we will be practicing. Actually, 4. So we have our mountain pose, the tree pose, the owl pose, and the bee pose. So we'll start with the owl pose, because it's on the ground. We'll start there, and then the other poses are standing up. For the owl pose, you'll just take a seat. Have your hands on your lap. And you'll roll your eyes like an owl all the way around to the right and all the way around to the left. Can you make big owl eyes? You might even hoot. Hoo! Hoo! Should we practice our owl wings with that? Bring your arms out to the side. Big eyes. Let's roll our eyes. Maybe while we flap our wings. Hoo! Hoo! Relax your arms. Good job. Did you have fun being an owl? Let's fly up into the tree. Hoo! Hoo! Come on up to stand. Now our standing pose will start with our mountain. So on the mountain is the tree. Mountain pose is simply standing with your feet on the ground and your arms at your side. Can you feel that you can dig your feet into the ground? See how tall you can get with the top of your head towards the sky. Roll your shoulders back. Now we are a mountain. Let's have an extended mountain. If you want, try to reach your arms all the way up. Imagine you're a big mountain. Take a deep breath and a full breath out. Out of your mouth. Let's take 2 more like that. Can you reach high? Exhale, Last one, arms up. Exhale, This time, let's bring our hands to our sides. Good job, everyone. That's our mountain pose. Now let's practice the tree. Bring your hands on your hips and balance on one foot. Bring the opposite knee out to the side. Put your foot you can keep your toes on the ground, or you can put the foot on the inner leg or all the way up to your inner thigh. Find a place you can balance and bring your arms out to your side. This is our tree. If you like, you can grow some branches out to the side or over your head. Let's try to balance and take 3 breaths. In and out. That's 1. In and out. 2. Last 1 breath in and exhale. Bring your hands to your hips and relax your foot to the ground. Let's do the other side. Step on the opposite foot. Knee comes out to the side and your toe can stay on the mat. Come up to the inner lower leg or your inner upper thigh. Be sure not to push too much on your knee joint. When you find your balance, you can bring your hands to your heart or out to the side. And grow some branches to your tree. Let's take a few deep breaths in whatever pose you decide. You can also always use a wall if you're nearby to help balance. Let's take 3 breaths. 3. Exhale out. 2. Exhale out. 1 more deep breath. Exhale. Let's bring our hands down. Back to our hips can help for support. And then your knee forward and your feet to the ground. That's our tree pose. Great job, everyone. Last pose for this moment is going to be our bee pose. Do you know what the sound of a bee makes? And bees have little wings, don't they? Little wings that flutter on their back. So for our bee pose, start at one part of your room, take a step forward, and point the opposite foot. Bring your thumbs underneath your armpits like you're making bee wings. Look forward and boo, like you're flying through the air. If you want to try, you can try to lift your leg off the mat. Boo. Let's take 3 buzzing breaths. Boo. 2. Boo. Last 1. Boo. Oh, and then take your step, your arms down, take a breath, and let it go. Let's do the other foot, shall we? Bring your thumbs underneath your armpits, make your bee wings, balance on your opposite foot, and step forward. Point your back foot and take a breath. Breathe out and balance. Maybe your foot comes off the ground or not. You decide. 2. Can you flap your wings? Last 1. Take 1 more breath. And stand back up. Let your arms come to your sides. And let's just take 1 breath. Maybe roll the shoulders up. Exhale back and down. Can you give your body a little shake, shake, shake? Let it all go. And let's get back to our story. Good job, everyone. So last we were in our story, the owl was grumpy and did not like the bees, since their loud buzzing bothered her and her owlets. Beneath that tree stood a small table under which Shawana the dog liked to nap. He would sleep there all day in the shade and enjoy his wonderful life. When he woke up, he faced down and stretched sometimes. He would face up towards the owl and the bees. Okay, so in this little section, we had a small table. So it says, beneath the tree stood a small table under which Shawana the dog liked to nap. So we have 2 poses in there. Do you know which ones they are? We have a table and a dog. So we'll come to our hands and knees, and this is our table pose. Simple as that. Let's practice our cat-cow pose in this position. When you breathe in, drop your belly, lift your eyes and your hips. This is cow pose. Can you moo? Moo. When you tuck under, draw your belly in, your chin to the chest. This is an angry cat pose. Can you meow? Meow. Inhale, look up. This is cow. Moo. Inhale. and arch the back. Can we meow? Meow. Come back to your table. How was that? Tuck your back toes and see if you can press down through your hands and lift your knees and legs off the mat. This is our dog pose. You might remember it from Shawana the dog's story. So in our dog pose, it can be nice to bend one knee and bend the other. You might shake out your head, and you might even go for a run, like a running dog. Woof, 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 woof. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Come back onto your knees. So that is our downward dog position. But do you remember in the story what it said? It said that first Shawana the dog faced down and stretched, and then sometimes he would face up and look at the owl and the bees in the trees. Should we try our upward facing dog this time? Come to your table and drop your hips to the ground. This is our up dog. You might look up and howl at the moon. Ooh! Should we try our downward facing dog from here? Come back through your table, tuck your toes, and now you're downward dog. Woof, woof, woof. Can you run? Woof, woof, woof. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breath in, breath out. Back to the table. Last time, let's try our upward dog. Let your hips come low, your heart come up, and we might howl at the moon. Woo! Come back to the table and take a seat. Good job, everyone. Let's keep going with our story. One morning, a big mischievous cat came down and saw Shawana the dog sleeping peacefully in his usual place under the table. The cat decided to play a trick on the dog. He snuck behind Shawana, hit him in the head, and hid behind the tree trunk. That naughty cat. Wow. Shawana the dog woke with fright. He faced down and couldn't see anyone. He faced up and couldn't see anyone either. Maybe I dreamt it, he thought to himself, and got back to his nap. Poor Shawana the dog. That naughty cat was really playing tricks with him. Should we try again our upward dog and our downward dog? Let's wait a second and continue with our story. The mischievous cat saw that Shawana the dog was napping again and decided to repeat his trick. He slowly came closer and hit the dog on the head again. This time, Shawana the dog woke up immediately, just in time to see the sly cat's tail wiggling behind the tree trunk. Shawana caught him this time. The dog was very mad and started chasing the naughty cat around the tree trunk until the cat had no choice but to climb up the tree, not noticing he scared the owl and her owlets. The owl was so scared she immediately flew off the nest, leaving the owlets all alone. Oh my goodness. Slowly, the cat was making himself comfortable in the tree. He looked around and saw the nest hidden among the leaves and the lonely owlets in it. The cat had a bad thought. Someone sent me nice owlets for breakfast, he thought to himself, and he started approaching them so he could eat them. Oh my goodness. So we have the cat in the tree, the dog tricked by the cat, and the poor owlets in the nest. Should we try to tell a story through our poses? Let's try. So, let's start in our tabletop. Our tabletop then goes to our cat pose. Can we lift our bellies and draw our arch our spine like a cat? Meow. Inhale, look up. Let's just do our cow pose because it feels good. Moo. There's no cow in this story, but that's okay. Let's go back to our cat. Meow. And breathe in, look up. Moo. We come back to our table. So that naughty cat grabbed the dog's tail. Should we try our dog pose again? Tuck your toes. Come on up into your downward dog. Woof, woof, try to look for your cat underneath you. Where's that naughty cat? Take a breath in and a breath out. Bring your knees back down. Remember, the dog can look up. Let's bring our hips down and look up. Where's that cat? Do you see him anywhere? Where's that kitty cat? Come back up to your table and take a seat. There's an owl in the tree, remember? Do you remember your owl pose? Open your wings and look around. Ooh! Big eyes, round circles with your eyes. Ooh! But then that owl flew out of the tree. Can we do our tree pose again? Bring your hands on your hips and you balance on one foot. Your knee out to the side. Maybe this time, if you had your toe on the ground the last time, you might lift your foot up a little higher on your leg. Let's bring our hands to our heart and balance like this time. Press your hands together and see if your tree can grow tall from the top of your head towards the sky. Let's take 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Great job, everyone. Bring your hands on your hips. Bring your knee forward and your feet back. Let's try the other side. Balance on the other leg. Your knee out to the side. Bring your foot to the inner leg, wherever is good for you. Just make sure you find some balance. And when you're ready, bring your hands to your heart. Grow the top of your tree tall from the top of your head. Press your palms together. Let's breathe. 3, 2, last one. Breathe out. It's okay if your tree wobbles. Hands on your hips. Bring your knee forward and bring your feet back to the ground. We are the tree. Good job, everyone. So remember, last we left off in our story, that naughty cat was going to those owls in the tree and thinking about having them for breakfast. Can you be that naughty cat? Can you crawl like a cat? Meow, 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 meow. Let's see where the story goes now. The owl. The mama owl was horrified by the fate of her little owlets and started waving her wings and moving her eyes from side to side. Can we try again? Ooh! Ooh! Can you scare that cat away? Ooh! But that did not deter the naughty cat, who kept moving towards the owlets until he faced them, drew out his nails, and was about to sink into the poor owlets. Oh no, can we be the cat? Arch your spine and look up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Be the cat. Let's do it one more time. Maybe this time we make a claw. Here comes the cat. Oh no. Suddenly, help came from an unexpected source. The bees, who saw what was about to happen, decided to defend the owlets. They flew over the naughty cat by the dozens, buzzing loudly into his ears. They buzzed by his nostrils. They buzzed by his lips. They buzzed by his feet. The cat did not quit and tried to fight back until one smart little bee stung him in his behind. Oh no, that poor cat, but he was trying to eat the owls. The cat was startled and meowed loudly, got down from the sorrel tree, started running, and disappeared. Oh my goodness. Those good bees, they helped the little owls. Should we remember our bee pose and try to sting that owlet? Sting the cat, sorry. Let's go back up into our bee pose. Come on, let's stand up. Make your little bee wings, your thumbs underneath your shoulders. Take a big step forward with your right foot. Point your left foot. Take a deep breath. Let's buzz. Bzzz. Maybe your stinger can come come off the ground. Let's do it one more time. And step back. Let your arms go and take a breath in and a breath out. Let's do it on the other side. Make your bee wings. Thumbs under your armpits. Take a big step with your left foot. Point your right toes. Take a breath in. Come on forward like a flying little bee. Can you stick your stinger out? 2 more times. Last one. Take a step back and let it go. Now where were those bees? They were up in that tall tree. Let's just remember that the tree is in the mountain and hold our mountain for a breath in with your arms up over your head. And a breath out, your arms at your side. Let's do it 2 more times. Breath in your mountain. Breath out your mountain. Last time, your breath in your mountain. Breath out your mountain. Let it go. Nice work, everyone. Let's figure out the end of our story here. Now, last we left off, that naughty cat was chased away by the bees. The owl, who understood the bees were good and helpful, thanked them and was no longer angry at them. She let the bees buzz whenever they wanted and became their best friend. Oh, isn't that nice? The bees and the owls are now friends. Ever since then, the owls, the bees, and Shawana the dog all lived quietly and peacefully under the big tree, and the naughty cat does not dare come back. And that's the end of our story. Isn't that wonderful? Yay! So let's review our poses and that we learned today. Ready? Let's start with our owl. Take a seat on your knees. Let's bring our arms out to the side like big owl wings. Open your eyes and look to the right. Look to the left. Big circle around. Big circle around. Nice job, everyone. Let's come back to our table that Shawana the dog is under. On our hands and knees, tabletop. Let's take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Drop your belly, look up, breath in. Breathe out. Let's be that cat. Maybe even lift your claws. Inhale, look up. Breathe in, look up, hips lift. Breathe out. Arch your spine. Angry cat. Maybe have another claw. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, look up. Hips lift. Exhale, round your back and meow. Come back to your table when you breathe in. Tuck your toes. Can we lift our hips up into our downward dog? Let's stay still for a moment. Press your hands down and spread your fingers really wide. You can bend your knees and straighten them a few times. Maybe bend one knee and the other. And breathe for 3 breaths here in stillness. 3, 2, last one. Can we run our dog? Woof, 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 woof. Nice job, everyone. Take a breath in. Our downward dog back to our tabletop, knees down. Let's try upward dog. Your hips lower, lift your heart. Upward dog, howl at the moon. Woo! Let's take 3 breaths here. Breathe in. Oh! Breathe out. Breathe in. Oh! Breathe out. Last one. Breathe in. Oh! At the moon. Breathe out. Good job. Let's come back to our tabletop and try a child's pose from here, which we haven't done yet today. But it's a nice pose in the middle. So keep your arms extended, let your hips drop back and your forehead to the ground. You can also make a pillow with your hands. Let's take 3 breaths here, just to rest for a moment. 3, 2, And 1. Good job, everyone. Let's take our last stand up and do a review our standing poses for today. You remember our mountain? Your arms at your side. Be nice and tall like a mountain. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Let's see if we can put some of our poses together. So we'll start with our mountain, then balance on the right foot. Bring your left knee out to the side and make your tree pose. Your hands can go wherever feels best, either on your hips, at your heart, or over your head. Let's try to take a few breaths here. 3, 2, and 1. Can you bring your hands back down? And bring your knee forward, but this time, can you straighten your leg out and take a big step on your left foot? Point your right foot, break your buzzy bee wings, and let's be our buzzing bees for 3 breaths. Breath in. Breath in. Breath in. Last buzz. Good job. Step back and relax your arms. Let's put it together on the other side. Balance on your left foot, your right knee out to the side. Make your tree pose. Whenever you're ready, your arms can either come to the side, your hips, your heart, or over your head. Let's take 3 breaths in whatever version you decide. It's 1, 2, last breath, hands down on your hips, and let's bring our knee forward, but this time take a big step onto the left foot. Point your right foot and make your bee wings. Take a breath in and buzz on forward. 2 more. Last one. Come on back. Good job. Let's come back to our mountain pose. Take a deep breath and a long breath out. Inhale, let's bring our arms up overhead, big stretch. Exhale, touch the ground and bend your knees. Let's do it a couple more times. Inhale your arms up. Exhale your arms down. Last time, inhale your arms up. And exhale your arms down. Inhale your arms up. Let's bring our hands just to the side and take a seat. It's time to lie down for a moment and take a rest. Are you ready? Bend your knees. This is another version of a tabletop before we lay down. Press your fingers. Your fingers will point towards your feet. Your feet spread just hip width apart. Press down. Can you lift your hips up? You might even let your head come back. So this is reverse tabletop. If you like, you can try to lift one leg and put it down. Lift the other leg and put it down and maybe kick, 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 kick. Come back to your table, lift your hips up for one more breath. And let your hips come down. Give yourself a little hug. Good job, everyone. And then lay all the way down onto your back. And we're going to take 3 big, deep breaths. Full breath in. Long breath out. Deep breath. Last one, full breath in. Maybe you can hold at the top and fill up all the way. And then exhale, let it all go. Let's take a long stretch on the ground. Bring your arms up over your head, point the toes. Take a stretch like you're waking up from a nap, deep breath. And then gather your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug on your back. Can you rock a little side to side? And then land on one side. Take a moment on your side. Take a breath. And let it go. Take your top hand and press yourself back up to a seat. Find a seated position so we can say goodbye. Thank you all so much for joining my yoga time today. Again, I'm Miss Vanessa for the Lincoln Heights Youth Art Center. I look forward to seeing you for our next, and I think it's our last class. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.